Good evening, everybody. My name's Vecwolf, but you can call me John. And I just finished up watching today DC and Warner Brothers movie released in 2013, Man of Steel. Superman, the beginning and, well, now the current dead DCEU, but the start of the DCEU. And it is. Okay. Alright, we'll get into it right now. All the criticisms and talking about it, but this will be a spoiler talk review of the movie. So if you don't want to watch it, just fly on out of here. And yeah, let's go ahead and begin here, shall we? The movie opens up with what you call it, Krypton. There we go. The movie starts off with Krypton, with Superman's parents, Lara and Jor-El. I don't know. The names are not like I'm not gonna remember the names. But we start out and we open up with them. They just had their first baby, the first natural baby in like centuries of Krypton, and of course, if you know, this is the day of Doomsday. Whatever, they're all gonna die, and oh no, boom, planet blows up, and General Zod, whatever. Before the planet blows up, General Zod, who's the villain of the movie, he comes and he kills his father, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna get that baby. I want the Codex, and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's kind of all he is. So, anyway, that's it. Then he gets banished into the Phantom Zone, and we then go to Clark. He's on Earth now. He meets his parents, Jonathan and Martha Kent? Ken? Yeah, Ken. I am really bad right now. But so we kind of bounce back and forth through present and past, kind of like what Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 did. Just going between back and forth, showing off, yeah, Superman is doing this, he's trying to find a life, trying to find a job, also trying to help people. But then we go back and forth to his past. He's getting bullied, he has powers, people think of him as a freak, and it's kind of how the movie goes. So I will explain I'll try to do my best. I really will try. So Superman, or currently Clark Kent, is going around the world trying to just kind of help people out, because he's a man of, he's Superman. Well, not yet, but he's trying to help people. He's trying to do the best he can, trying to control his anger, because people are pricks. That is common law. People are very, very annoying, so he's got to control his anger and everything like that. And so he's kind of just going around trying to figure out things until he goes to the Arctic for some reason. Well, he goes to the Arctic because he knows there's a ship there, but I don't know how he knows there's a ship there. It's just kind of there. And he then gets introduced to Lois Lane, which is his comic book lover. And yeah, she kind of just like Superman is trying to go to the ship, right? He goes and he lasers a hole into the ice, and he's heading over to the spaceship, and he gets there. He's like, ooh, interesting, spooky, and he fights this cool robot, whatever, and she follows him. And I love the way that she just finds him. So she just leaves her hut from the Arctic. She just goes outside, and she takes a picture like of the cliff, and she then all of a sudden just goes to the picture, zooms into this and it's a dark night. There's no light pretty much besides like the watchtower that's all the way up, and in like kind of like in the bottom right, she zooms into this very grainy, distant man in a white shirt. How the hell she actually found that? And it's a tiny little ass picture. You barely notice. If I had 50 years to dissect that picture, I would have never have found that. I think she has superpowers. I think also like in Justice League or BVS, she has like a power like to always just kind of teleport. And I think in this movie they kind of base her power. She's very good at dissecting photographs that she herself took, and somehow found this man like hundreds of feet in a cliff, and he just like, yep, I'm gonna follow him. I don't know. I was laughing for like 5 minutes straight, just trying to understand what the hell, how she did that. That's impressive. Like, she makes Superman look like a joke, but whatever. She gets injured. He helps her, and now it's her mission to find out who is this man? Where is he? I'm gonna look everywhere, and she looks everywhere. Like, holy shit. She finds past bullies, finds like the people he used to work for, trying to bounce around with like, finding jobs and everything. I'm like, damn, she's a good detective, better than Batman is in this universe. And so that's kind of her job, and Superman kind of just flies away with that spaceship. It comes out of the Arctic, and he kind of just goes somewhere, talks to his dad who's dead, and just like, yeah, so you be the protector of this world, and it's your job to combine both this world and our people and your and their people. And so that's kind of like his job. So he gets his suit, and in my opinion, the best part of this movie is just the whole he's learning to fly, and that music track. God damn, it's so good. Like, it's the edge of the seat, gets a little tingle right down there, and a good old sack right there. Very nice tingle in the belly as well. It's, in my opinion, the most beautiful thing that DC has created in this universe. And my God. And so yeah, he learns to fly, gets his beautiful suit. It's a very powerful moment right there. So then he goes talk to Lois and is like, yeah, I want you to not tell my story. So anyway, right away, General Zod comes out of like the Phantom Zone, and he's like, bring me Superman or die. Or no, just more like, I'm gonna blow up your fucking planet. So that's kind of what his threat is to them. And it's already the most outlandish thing, is the fact that you're already threatening the world. And it's like, yeah, you already know that Zod's gonna lose, and that's fantastic. Whatever. So Superman turns himself in, and they go to his spaceship, and it's like, alright, where's the Codex? I want to bring back our people. And he doesn't give it to him, because Superman learns that you're gonna kill my planet. You're gonna kill my mom and her dog and Lois, and like, that's the only people we actually establish relationships with. And it's like, no, you're gonna kill them. No, I need them. And so, of course, he's gonna stop them. And yeah, and that's kind of where this movie goes. Now you have Zod's henchmen fighting Superman. Everything's blowing up, like pew pew pew, whatever. Everything's blowing up. People are dying, and stuff are getting destroyed. And then after that, Zod gets weakened because, I guess in Earth, your things like your senses and you get all these powers like laser eyes, X-ray vision. Like, now you have better hearing. Apparently, Earth is like the ultimate battleground for Kryptonians for some reason. I don't know the lore behind that, but yeah, whatever. He gets weakened, so he just retreats, and then yeah, Superman and henchmen, they fight, whatever. Then General Zod's like, release the world engine so they can destroy the Earth. And yeah, Superman just destroys that world engine. Many people die at Metropolis, because it's like one world engine goes like to India, and another one's at Metropolis, like two ends of the Earth. And so they're kind of just shooting lasers back and forth to each other, like like, you ever go to those business desks or whatever, you're like a manager, and you have those like balls hitting each other, and it kind of just like the end balls hit. That's kind of what they're doing, just pulsating back and forth, like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and then Superman just destroys one of them, and then the other one gets destroyed. So after that, they send the henchmen back to the Phantom Zone, and now it's just General Zod and Superman left. The city is also destroyed. The people are dead. So many people are dead. The city is destroyed. It's no like there's nothing left pretty much. And pretty much what it's like, oh, okay, now it's just you and me. I have nothing else to fight for. The chance for my people to come back are gone. So I'm gonna kill you, Superman. And then General Zod dies. And then Superman does a crazy like no. For some reason, I don't know why, but why does he care so much about Zod's death? Like if we go back, like General Zod killed his father. He was gonna kill his new mother. He is going to kill Earth. And he was going to kill Superman. So I don't know why he was so sad for his death. Like this man kind of deserved to die. But no, he was upset about that. I never understood why. So I'm like, all right, cool. Whatever. Zod's dead. And then all of a sudden we just bounce to like Superman going to work at the Daily Planet and the movie ends. That's the whole shabam of the movie. And let's go ahead and talk about criticisms. I'm going to simply just say this right here and now. This movie is the most generic superhero movie of all fucking time. I mean, let's be honest, Superman is the most generic hero. Like, if you picture superhero, you expect a man or a woman in a spandex suit, in a nice, colorful suit, and they have a cape, and they have a mask, whatever, they can fly, blah, blah, blah. This is a generic superhero movie. That is what you're dealing with. And it's not bad. And so, first of all power to you if you like this movie, or if you like any of the movies I talk about. All power to you if you love it. That's fair, that's fine, that's up to you. And I can see why people like this movie, but I couldn't overlook the flaws of this whole origin story in the beginning of the DCEU. So I'll go ahead and talk about the first thing I just didn't like. That to start a universe, like let's go look at Iron Man from Marvel, for example. That movie was a origin story for Iron Man, the start of the universe. But it's not like, okay, Ironmonger wants to blow up the planet. No, he just wanted to get some weapons and just like, I'm gonna become the most richest, the war person of all time. Like, that's what his goal was. General Zod wanted to blow up the planet. He just wants to destroy the planet pretty much to reclaim it for Krypton. I'm sorry, that's my bad. I drank a lot of water before this. Whatever. So like that's his plan. He wants to destroy Earth, and whenever the planet is at stake, like Eternals, Age of Ultron, like whenever the planet is at stake, you know that we're not gonna lose. That's bullshit. We're never gonna lose. So I hate when it does that. Like it's just stupid. So you automatically know General Zod is going to lose. And now speaking of General Zod, I didn't like him that much. I found General Zod to be kind of disappointing, and a lot of people do like General Zod. I love General Zod. I love the character, but my God, he was not threatening in any way. The most threatening villain was Flora, Zod's main henchman. She was more threatening because we actually saw her fight. General Zod didn't really fight until the end, and like, cool. Like he says, like he calls himself like this super strong. He's a master general, right? He's the protector, the future of Krypton. But he doesn't show it. He kind of just sits on the ship and is like, henchman, go do it. Yeah. And then when he fights Superman the first time, he just gets a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? I have no idea. But he loses. You know, he kind of loses that first fight, which is kind of like the opposite of what you do. You usually have your hero lose, but whatever. So like that's General Zod was kind of disappointing to me, and it's like, ugh. And then that final fight, I guess he kind of brought something, but it's like what he did and his henchmen did. There was nothing new. Overall, they were all on the same power level. Now going into the fighting, the action scenes. We all love action. It's a comic book movie. Action is always the best kind of thing of these movies, and oh my God, I hate the action in this movie. The action is so bad. Like, especially the final fight. Like, you have to think about it. You have two men in spandex suits fighting each other, throwing each other across buildings, punching each other. Bah, bah, kapoo, kapow. Ooh, they're flying over the place super fast. You're gonna get like goddamn whiplash by just watching this. You can't see shit. I want to clearly say you can't see a damn thing. And that's, and the way they move, it's so fast, it's really kind of hard to see anything. And then like you have that final fight in Metropolis, like again, you can't see anything. It's dark, and you have two men who are just, they look so fucking similar that you can't see anything. It's really hard to determine whether or not who's who. Like, you kind of just have to wait for the outcome where we can both see Superman and Zod in two clear point of views. But when they're fighting, you can't see anything. And another problem with the fighting is that they don't have anything special to them. Like, if we look at like, I'm trying to, it's kind of hard to find examples these days, but let's be fair. Like, Superman's very powerful, right? And so really, all they could do, and since they're the exact same people, like Kryptonians, all they can do is pick you up and throw you or punch you. But punching doesn't work. It never works. Like, punch, and it doesn't work. So all they can do is pick you up and throw you into something that could possibly blow up. That's all they can really do to each other. Just grab, push, throw through buildings, and pow, pow, pow. Like, my God. The action is not crazy. They don't do new things. They just pick up and throw. It's like you're trying to draw something and you like, I messed it up, crumble up and just toss. Do you do it again? You man, crumble up and toss. That's what they do. They don't do anything else. That's all they do. So when the final fight comes, they do a little bit different things with, like, I was really expecting Zod, like, when he got his laser eyes, I was expecting them to, like, do, like, what they did in BVS, where Doomsday and Superman were shooting the lasers at each other, and it's like a power ball in the middle, like, whatever, something like that, but they didn't do that. They just didn't do that. They wasted the laser beams for Zod. I feel like it was just so lackluster. They didn't even give him the cool abilities. They didn't give him any time with that. So it was just pick up and throw, and that's it. Now, overall, it's like I didn't really have a problem with the origin story of this movie, nor the plot. But again, I guess the whole villain's plot idea for it kind of did screw up the whole mentality of it. Just like, you can't feel threatened anymore because he's gonna lose. But overall, it's just like, okay. The only cool things about this movie, in my opinion, was, of course, the fly. Like, Superman's he's learning to fly. That theme, Hans Zimmer, very, very good composer. But that's the only thing I really enjoyed. So, overall, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's sit down at the dinner table. Get your knives and forks ready to go. Get your plates. Be a big boy. Be a big girl. Get your plate ready like a big grown up you are, and let's sit down for some dinner. This movie's gonna get a 6 out of 10 chicken burgers, in my opinion. At times it was delicious, but then it's like the fighting, the plot, like the villain himself, kind of tasteless. And I feel like the most tasteless was the fighting. The fights were so tasteless. Nothing new happened. They just kept picking up and throwing each other. So that's what this movie was, a pick up and throw. And this was crazy to think that BVS is the sequel to this movie, which I will be reviewing soon. So that's all I have for you today. Yep, that's it. Goodbye.